So, a while back, my school switched to an online platform for giving students assignments and tracking students' progress. It made our lives hell. Teachers would abuse the platform by giving us a lot of assignments, even during holidays. The worst part was that they could see when we opened the assignment page, and if we were even a minute late, the platform would flag it as late. The worst part was that my school would give these assignments a 50% weightage for the final grade, with the rest of the 50% going towards exams. After the introduction of this platform, all students' grades started to fall hard. Most people lost at least one letter grade. I know doing work is important and all, but if all of your subject teachers are given assignments every day with submission at 9 p.m. the same day, it is an impossible task for anyone. Our school also expected us to log our extracurricular activities on the platform and put regular reflections and evidence for the same, or else they would fail us. This part comes in later. We tried to reason with the school management, but they said that students should do as told by their teachers, and back when we were students, we also had to do hard work. After having ruined my sweet winter vacation with over 40 assignments in a period of 2 weeks, I decided that we needed revenge. I did some digging and found out that our school used an online platform which had decent documentation available. All they had done was host a version of that on their own servers. The platform they used allowed for integration with a file hosting service. If enabled, it allows students to upload files to the platform. My school had enabled it for assignment submission and put in evidence for the extracurricular activities. After a little more Googling, I found out that the file hosting service does not offer any unlimited plan. The file hosting service even charged for every time the file was downloaded or uploaded. The prices were very low, so I think that the school admin team were okay with it. I had found my opportunity for revenge. I asked a few of my friends to help me execute it. The core team was formed. My friends and I started to make a database of thousands of reflections and evidence. We asked our seniors, who were more than happy to help. We asked students from other schools who had the same platform. Once they found out about our plan, they asked me to do the same to their school server. Also, we drafted tons of them ourselves. At the end of this, we had a database of over 5,000 activities and 50,000 reflections and evidence. This took the 12 of us about 2 months to make. I, being familiar with programming, made a program which would look at the database and then put it on the school's platform. Here's the fun part. In the evidence section, I made the program upload a 500 MB file, download it, and remove it. The maximum file size we were allowed to upload was 500 MB. My program would do this over 50 times, after which it would upload the real file that was supposed to be there. I also made sure to check the terms of service and privacy policy of the platform, which stated that no record of deleted files will be stored. Just to be sure, I made the bot only go all out from 3 p.m. to 8 a.m. since no teacher or admin ever went online during that time. The bot would still be going in the gap, but it would not be uploading the fake files, since we could not risk the school finding out about this. Of course, I could not do this from my home computer, since I did not have the bandwidth to make any significant impact. Here's where my genius takes this to a whole new level. My friends and I had EDU email IDs, which we used to get credits on some server providers. One EDU email ID would give about $100 in credits, which would allow us to buy a basic and cheap server for 1 month. This server had about a 14 TB bandwidth limit. 8 of my friends from the core team got the credits. Me and 3 friends of mine had already exhausted them with other projects, amounting to a total of $800 or a little over 56 TB. Before going all out, I needed to make sure that this was safe. I deployed the program with the ID of a student who had left the school. Somehow it was not deactivated, and the school did not notice anything. After 2 weeks of testing, we decided to roll out the entire operation. We decided to start slow. Using the core team's IDs, we unleashed the bot on the platform. After only 1 week, we had uploaded and downloaded a total of 1.2 TB. Weirdly, our teachers were very happy that we were maintaining our extracurricular portfolios on the platform. It was time to scale up. I got the platform IDs from 42 more students, juniors and seniors, all of whom were pissed. We made the bot go all out and deployed additional servers to speed up the platform's death. 2 days went by and I was just browsing file hosting services price, and I realized that I was costing the school $900 per TB. By this time, my stats page showed a little over 8 TB had been downloaded and uploaded. I cost the school $7,200. But wait, there's more. I put the bot down thinking that what I was doing was a little too much. The core team was not very happy with my decision, but they honored it. It was a Thursday, and the Friday and Monday were a holiday because of a festival. After school, we found out that the math teacher decided to give over 200 questions for practice with a note saying, "This assignment will be given an extra 20% weightage in your grade since we won't be having any formative exam this term," followed by another assignment by our English teacher for writing 3 essays in peer, reviewing 1 from 3 friends. Then came my breaking point with the physics assignment. The teacher wanted us to write a 30-page investigation task about Young's double-slit experiment. We didn't even do that experiment. He wanted us to use an online simulator to collect the data. Screw it! I'm taking this crap down. I put Bob back on. The core team was very happy with this. By this time, we had received a few more student IDs for the platform. I put all my servers so that maximum possible damage would be dealt. Within those 4 days, I downloaded and uploaded about 45 TB. This should have cost the school a good money, $40,000 or so. The school would later get a bill for the month for approximately $50,000. I wish I could see the admin's face when this happened. Needless to say, the platform was shut down within 3 days. They could have turned off the file hosting service, however, the platform would be very useless without it. The assignment workload automatically decreased, still not to a normal level, because we as students did our best to send assignments in multiple parts, and our lazy teachers would have a cluttered inbox which they would have to sort through. The final bit is my favorite. Despite having had many arguments with the school management about our workload, they do acknowledge my IT skills. I go to the principal and start talking about how we should be given a little grace period as submitting assignments via emails may cause a small delay. I then casually brought up the platform and asked if we could have it back. I knew what I was doing. She said that the school had to pay ridiculous amounts of money for unknown reasons and the infrastructure was not worth it. I chuckled and said, "Well, I bet it was the abuse by teachers who gave so many assignments which caused this. Maybe you should make sure the same does not happen to the school's email if we keep getting so many assignments." This was all crap, but my technologically challenged principal does not know this. 3 days later, a new rule was put in place about how much work can be given to students by each subject teacher. I was hailed as the savior of the school, since at this point, everyone knew of my scheme. Some people may think that telling everyone was not a good idea, but, well, even the toppers and teachers' pets were suffering, so no one did anything. Some sophomore, who was forced to take 8 subjects, threw a party for everyone that week in celebration of the platform going away. I hope you had a good time reading this. Note, this was a private school. Also, I am not located in the U.S. and private. School is common in my country. I have specified the amount in USD as it's just convenient. To start, this woman is great as a person. As a coworker, she is the worst. Let's call her Regina. When I started at this place a year ago, Regina was to train me on an aspect of our job. I had to ask her to slow down and repeat herself several times because nothing made sense. Keep in mind, I've worked in this industry for 8 years longer than her. My boss was able to explain it clearly in 5 minutes and I've never had an issue. Shortly after starting, I noticed Regina would CC our boss on every email she sent to me. Regina would email me several times a day calling me out for problems she noticed, always CCing our boss. But I was always in the right, and my boss would back me up. I emailed Regina, only Regina, and said I felt like she was trying to get me in trouble. I felt disrespected, and I was wondering what I could do to improve. She replied, CCing our boss, telling me that if I felt that way, it was my own doing. Got it? My entire team works from home, so our bosses put people in charge of certain things, so one person has control. One of my tasks is issuing documents for signature via the very popular system we all know. Basically, my team sends me an email that says, send these documents to X, W, and Z, and I get to it. Good news, Regina only copies our boss on super important documents, which I understand. The other day, Regina sent me a request, and I failed to copy her when it was issued. Fixed in under a minute and did not cause any issue, but she still made a big deal about it over email and in our team meeting. Next request I get from her is, be sure to double check your work and all people are copied as detailed below. This pissed me off. The funny thing was, she didn't attach the documents I needed to send, nor tell me where the docs were located for me to get them myself. I reply asking for the docs and she sends them, stating these are the final approved versions, except they are wrong. First, we send PDFs, not Word docs. She sent me Word docs. Second, the formatting was atrocious. Signature blocks cover 4 pages when they should be on 1. The vendor name and address were put into different tables, so it made no sense. So I sent it as is. Of course, my boss is copied on this and actually has to sign this doc. And she is not happy with the state of this document. I replied to my boss with the email from Regina saying this doc was approved by our boss, and with my other projects, I didn't QC like I normally do, which is not expected of me, but I do normally to prevent issues down the road. Boss replies to Regina and CCs me laying into her that I'm not going to fix her mistakes as I have my own job to do. This was also reiterated in our next team meeting, and I could see how angry my boss was. She and I had a one-on-one, and she said she was not upset with me. The next request I got from Regina was incredibly detailed and had everything I needed in the right format. So, a few years back, maybe more, I was in high school. We were around 18 years old when it ended. A dude was a real jerk to me. Basically, he ruined 4 years of school. At the end, he was 2 years behind us. We ended school, and he left it. Stupid. Fast forward to a couple of months ago, I'm an agrarian technician with an office and all the package that comes with being one. Hell, I even got a pot of ficus in there. Then comes this dude named Don. He wants some counseling for their farm and that I order for them some phyto products, stuff for plants, anti-parasites and nutrients. Okay, no problem. I need to see the place. He says, no, you can't see the place, just order everything. I refuse, and he gets angry, starts yelling profanities, and then leaves. Idiot. He even scratched my car. Then I just made a call and waited. I called my friend and my mentor. He's the only other agrarian technician in the place. I explained everything, and he agreed to send Don back to me. Don agreed to show me the place, and it turns out he has a completely illegal house inside the place, unfinished home, and legally counts as machinery deposit, low to non-existent taxes. I see everything. All his trees are foobar by every kind of bugs. His crops are dying. And then I saw him. Mr. Jerk, Don's father. He was there yelling at a poor person for God knows why. Okay, just ignore him, and let's do the job. I order 20 T of manure for the crops, plus some fertilizer and various kinds of pesticides. I tell him that he needs to employ someone with the right license. He smirks, then pulls his cards a little bit too early. He says he will sign when everything will be delivered. Plus, he says that I have to write that I've never been to his farm. Now, if you try to screw me over, I will screw you over back. I put the order, but not in my usual way. Pay everything from your money and then get the money later from the client. This way is faster, but is based on trust. But the other way, order arrives, client pays me, the deliverer, and the guy who sells everything. Fast forward to the delivery day. They're not at home and their plan's simple. Have me pay for everything without intending to pay me back. Not on my watch. I tell the big truck to dump everything in front of what seems like a machinery deposit. There you are, 20s of crap at 2 meters from your door. Then the other products. And we wait. After 2 hours, they come home, expecting that we left already and see the new Mount crap. Don yells at me and his father. Being the jerk he is, pops one of the truck tires with a knife. The truck driver hits him. Don and his father threaten to call the police, and the driver actually calls the police himself. The father ends up being cuffed, and he's getting fined for the illegal use of dangerous products. This crap is worse than poison. Then the police see 2 things. Ammonium nitrate, the fertilizer, stored near the oil fuel for the tractor, and a TV antenna coming out the crap pile. House was invisible behind the pile. Conclusion. The father got arrested. Sued, went to jail, and when he later got out of jail, he lost his hunting license. Must have here. Don also got arrested, sued, and jailed for scamming, dangerous storing potential explosives, plus more because they found unregistered firearms. They both lost the house, destroyed, and the farm lost crops and trees. Truck driver got his money in a new tire. Other people got their money. I got my $2K of work, my $400 for the car, and another $1K for the attempted scam. Feels good.